In 2021, I started a scented candle business. Here's how it went. I made a TikTok account the moment I decided to start a business. I filmed all my test candles. I didn't have proper tools and most of them didn't burn properly. But I posted the videos anyway so I could start building an audience. I didn't even end up offering these early candle designs for sale. I used them to learn candle making and to build my social media presence. Then I got my first viral video and my account grew overnight. This got me followers who were actually potential customers. I kept posting test videos and a few months later, it was time to launch. My followers were so supportive in my announcement video and launch day was a big success. I kept the momentum going by filming packing videos of the orders I got. More and more people ordered and requested packing videos. I kept working on my craft and received many kind reviews. I spent months working out practical packaging that still looked elegant. Eventually, I started buying materials in larger quantities and began to offer a wider range of products. Some of them were seasonal, and some were collaborations with other businesses. This one was with my sister's biz. I have my TikTok family to thank for the success of Warm Wonders. I hope I can continue to receive your support.
I started my small business by selling art prints, and to me, my prints have always been more than just a piece of paper. Yes, they're a home decor item, but to me, they're also a portal to another world. So I'm always thinking of new ways for you guys to fully experience my prints. So for my next Italian summer inspired print release, I decided to create my very own Studio Sogni bunting. Each order of my new midsummer print will get a free DIY bunting kit that you can cut out and string up. I wanted to bring an Italian summer festa right to your home so you can romanticize your life and brighten your days no matter where you are in the world. I hope you love this new print and I can't wait to transport you straight to Italy with it. Ciao!
To go from $0 to $5,000 a month in your social media management business, and you have $0 to start with, what would you do? I'm going to tell you exactly what I recommend that you do, and this is exactly what I did when I first started my business. Step one, I would start learning everything I can about social media management. I would watch YouTube videos, I would listen to podcasts, and I would start following people online who are running social media management businesses. Step 2, I would take that knowledge and actually start to apply it. You can learn everything in the world, but none of it matters unless you take action. I would set up my own social media profile and I would only focus on one. And I would start growing my following and practice creating content based on everything that I've learned. Step 3, I would go get some beta clients. These aren't the clients that you're gonna scale to $5,000 a month with, but they are the clients that you're gonna charge a little bit of money for you to test out your strategies and get them results. I would only agree to work with these clients for 1 month and then get a testimonial from them at the end. Step 4, I would take the results and testimonials that I got from working with these beta clients and post that shit everywhere. I'd put my reviews on social media, I'd showcase their feed transformation in my highlights, I'd show off their increased engagement and their analytics, and I would even build a portfolio and put these results into my portfolio. Step 5, I would now start to go pitch to get some higher ticket clients now that I have results to show and experience. I would go onto LinkedIn and Indeed and search for social media management jobs, but I would filter my search results so I'm only looking at contractor positions and apply to those jobs. Step 6, this is really the game changer. After applying to those jobs, I would go look up each of those companies on social media. I would pull up their social media onto my browser and make a Loom video with a quick 2-minute audit on their social media and advise them on some of the strategies I would implement in the first 30 days of working together. Now, step 7, I would go back to LinkedIn, look up these companies on LinkedIn to find the decision maker, and use a tool like Rocket Reach to find the emails of the decision makers for your application. Step 8, I would send that Loom pitch to those decision makers and let them know that you just applied for that contract role. I would also include in that email a link for them to book a discovery call with you. Step 9, we're almost to the end, I promise. I would send out 3 pitches a day for 2 weeks or until however long it takes to book you $5,000 in social media management contracts. This is the step-by-step exact method I followed when I was starting my business.
If you want to write and start making money off of an ebook in 24 hours, this is your video. The first mindset I want you to adopt is that your first ebook should be short. I'm talking 1 to 10 pages in length maximum. Most people think that an ebook has to be the equivalent of some New York Times bestseller, 200 pages plus. Wrong. Your first ebook is gonna look more like a chapter than a whole book. Address one simple problem, start writing inside of Google Docs, add some images, and get that thing out into the world. Solve that one problem in as few words as possible, bundle it up, export it as a PDF, and start selling it. So here's how you write your first ebook.
This is why you need to start a YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel a year and a half ago, and I got accepted into YouTube's partner program, which is basically the program which allows them to pay their creators. I was accepted onto that program 11 months ago. Let's take a look at how much YouTube have paid me since then. So over the past 11 months, YouTube have paid me £20,597.62 just from the past 11 months of being on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, being on YouTube takes a lot of work, it requires a lot of consistency, and it requires a lot of patience, right? It's not an easy process, but YouTube's partner program is so much better than any other creator fund out there, right? You are way more likely to earn a decent living from YouTube than you are from any other platform. I also have about 5 or 6 other streams of income, which I've all created off the back of being a content creator. If you want to learn what these are and also learn how you can do the same, then be sure to follow me.
Side hustle idea. Sell sewing pattern PDFs on Etsy. People buy printable sewing patterns all the time, and they will pay $5, $10, even $20 for a download. List it once and watch it sell over and over.
I've been podcasting for 2 years now, and here's everything I wish I would have known before I started. First up, you should not just pick any generic name. I would really sit on the name until you think of something super unique. A big part of podcasting is word of mouth referrals, so people telling other people to listen to your podcast. So you need to have a good name so people can remember what your show's called. This will also help with making a name for the listeners that you have. Call her daddy, daddy gang, armchair expert, armcherries, things like that. Next thing, I would not just pick any mic. I would spend hours researching what the best mics are, making sure I know how to use them, because people will not listen to bad audio. Do you know how many times I've listened to a podcast and turned it off because their audio was so bad. More than once, so make sure you do your research on the audio. I would not start a podcast without listening to other podcasts first. Seems really obvious, but for a lot of people, I've listened to their podcasts and you can tell that they have never listened to a podcast before because there's no structure, there's no flow, and it just seems a little chaotic. Go to the iTunes top charts, find the top podcasts and just listen to them. Don't copy their structure completely, but just get some inspo because it really helps. Fourth thing I would not do is pick anyone to co-host my podcast with. This is a big one. You need to pick someone that you have good dynamics with, that you can rely on. Huge, because you guys are gonna be podcasting most likely every week. Is this person reliable? Do they bring something to the table that you don't have, like a talent or a skill? Choose wisely because you cannot unchoose who you start a podcast with. Last thing I wouldn't do is to be perfectionist. Guys, your first episodes aren't gonna be perfect, but you need to put them out there. You need to publish them. Don't let your perfectionism stop you. If you have no idea how to start a podcast, my co-host and I just dropped a podcast Bible. It's literally everything we've learned in the past 2+ years of podcasting. It has everything from what equipment to choose, how to monetize your podcast, how to build community. It's linked to my bio, but happy podcasting. Go start that podcast.
Do you want to make $1 million per year? Well, here's the math behind a $1 million per year online business. It's $83K per month, which is $2,767 per day, which is 28 customers at $99 each, which is 1,400 web visitors per day at a 2% conversion rate. So how do you get to 1,400 web visitors a day? Well, you think outside the box, you get after it, and you stay consistent. Choose your weapon: SEO, newsletter, Twitter growth, LinkedIn systems, Instagram vertical video, TikTok, YouTube long form, or good old-fashioned cold outreach. The medium is less important. What really matters is your mindset. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. This is your fucking year. Let's go.
What's been the most popular product in your Etsy?
You know, I was really surprised when these recipe books started taking off in our store. To date, we've sold 91 of them, and I'm so glad my customers are loving them. They're personalizable and have 150 blank pages to write down recipes.
You have $45,000 a month coming in. How many books do you have up?
At last count, I think I had 16 children's book titles total.
How many books a day do you think you sell?
At least 100 books a day on a regular day. Well, there's the ebooks, of course, and then there's the paperbacks. Oh my gosh, paperbacks. That's the secret about children's book publishing that almost nobody knows. They make great gifts, which is why I sold 45,000 last Christmas. And I think there's like the nostalgia factor as well for parents who remember their parents sitting on the edge of the bed, reading books with them like an actual book.
How much money Webtoon pays the author?
Or if your page views is around 500 or below 500, you will receive this kind of amount. And if you receive, if your page view gets 1.2 million page views, you will receive around roughly 800. And if you're lucky enough to get 1.
How to earn 5K 50K while drawing, or write your next Wattpad story.
I'm going to tell you. There are 3 elements to the secret. Let's start with number 1. 1, social media. Guys, it is literally free. All it costs you is your time. Don't get me wrong, growing a social media following is tough, but you really have to experiment with your content, see what kind of content resonates with your audience, and keep creating content like that. I post 2 to 3 times a day on TikTok, 2 reels a day on Instagram, and then I also do Instagram stories. It's a lot, it's tough, but you have to ask yourself, like, how bad do you want this? Number 2, Google is your best friend. I receive so many messages from people asking me how I have grown my business. My answer is always Google. I have learned everything through Google. People need to understand that our knowledge is limitless because we are so lucky to be living in an era of the internet where literally every piece of information is accessible at our fingertips. So I don't want to hear that you don't know where to get your packaging from or how to start a business and so on when you literally just have to Google it. I'm not saying that I'm not willing to help, it's just that there are some pieces of information that you can literally just find out via Google. Finally, number 3, it is a shit load of hard work. I mean like a dusty load. Of course you have to be passionate about what you do. You can start a business to chase the money, but I'm telling you now, you're gonna lose momentum. But passion also only gets you so far. So for the first 3 years of my business, I carried my laptop everywhere with me. So I'd work in my lunch breaks when I had a full-time job, before work at like 5:30 in the morning to talk to my suppliers, and also I'd come home and get to work straight away. I'd also work weekends. So I did that for 3 years straight. So when people ask me what my secret is, there is no one secret. You literally just have to work so hard. I hope you found this helpful.
So something I get asked a lot, is how did I go from baking out of my house to shipping throughout 2 countries and opening my own bakery? And I'm gonna run down exactly how I did it. Mind you, I'm gonna be skipping over a lot of stuff and I can answer as many questions as you wanna put in the comments, but let's go. Starting back in 2018, I'd been baking since I was like 12 to 13 years old. So at about 24, I was putting myself out there on Instagram, but not really like trying to make a career out of this. I had a career, I was a news producer. Then I started really honing in on the photography of stuff I was doing. Because of what I was posting on Instagram, like more people, friends, and then extended people who saw what my friends posted started custom ordering for me. And I was like, holy cow, I guess I can do this. Then I leave news. I move on to this marketing agency and I tell them, for the people that you're trying to make your own clients, we should make personalized cookies for them. Crazy enough, I can do that. I also started reaching out to local influencers and getting my baked goods to be a part for free. Mind you, I did that for free. As long as they tagged me at their little influencer events as a part of like, hey, you know, I'm a baker, you know, just tag me in your stuff, and it worked. Fast forward again, the pandemic hits. In the midst of that pandemic, I was trying to have a baby. We found out we were pregnant. I told my new employer that I was pregnant and they promptly fired me. At that point, I built like some of an audience on TikTok. I want to say I had maybe like 100,000 followers. People had been asking me, you know, oh my God, you make so many baking videos. I wish you could ship. So I started coming up with an idea of what can I possibly ship. That's where the giant cookies happened. As soon as I started going live, showing people what I was making, I was flying off the shelves. I chose the most base packaging. You can lose a lot of profit by going too crazy with fancy packaging. Don't do it right off the bat. You will grow to a place where you can do that. I got wholesale U-line boxes, like 20 cents a piece. I got custom stickers made about, you know, with local artist art from a friend of ours and like easily food grade sealable bags. And then this went crazy. So I was actually like crazy pregnant with my son Theodore when this was all going down. But like, listen, this was survive, no other option kind of stuff. So I was working out of one commercial kitchen right off the bat. You can rent commercial kitchen space, and that is how you can be like verified and state licensed to ship goods like this, which is what I did. It's not glamorous, I'll tell you that. I had had my baby and I was back on my feet working to grow this business after 3 weeks. 3 weeks postpartum. Here's me pumping in the dry storage room. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be part 2.